So the first thing I want you to do is grab all of your notes from 5.9 to 5.1 through 5.4. So now that if you don't have out your notes, go ahead and pause this and wait until you get out your notes. But now that everybody has their 5.9 and 5.1 through 5.4, all the A's and B's notes, we're going to get started. So this does not look like it's a problem. It looks like directions, but Mrs. Black can't number things. So I threw in a number 0 because I forgot to put one like this on your review. So let's look at number 0 first. It says we need to write the equation for a cubic function. So, and then we've got a lot of transformations. So we're going to start with what? What do all equations for functions start with? Go ahead and tell me. Yeah, they all start with y equals. So we've got y equals, and then we've got a whole bunch of other stuff. So we know we're going to have an x, right? And let's put that in parentheses. So what makes this a cubic? What makes it a cubic? The to the third, yeah. So do you have to have the y equals and the to the third? Yes, make sure you have those things. So then we've got some other stuff. It's got reflected over the x-axis. So do you see where it says reflected over the x-axis? Use your 5.9 notes to figure out first of all, what does a reflected look like? And second of all, where does it go in our equation? So grab your 5.9 notes and let's look for that. Okay, so we've determined that it is a negative, and where does it go? X-axis actually goes right in front of the parentheses. Right in front of the parentheses. Okay? Then it has a vertical compression of 1/3. Where does that go? In front of the parentheses, so I didn't leave much room there. 1/3. Squish that in there. Okay, then it says it is also shifted up 4. Where does up 4 go? Inside the parentheses or after? After, and does it do what it says or does it do the opposite? Does what it says. Awesome. So up 4. And then last but not least, it shifts right 8. Now right and left goes where? Inside the parentheses plus or minus. Does it do what it says or does it do the opposite? Opposite. So inside we'll have a -8. So is that our full equation? We have an equation, so we have an equal sign. The y, we have to have y and x. We have a cubic. We have the to the third. We have reflected over the x-axis right here. If it were reflected over the y-axis, where would it be? Inside in front of the x, yeah. But reflected over the x-axis out here, vertical compression of 1/3, right 8. Yeah, right 8 and up 4. Any questions? Okay. Let's move on then. Next set of problems, 1, 2, and 3, actually say to write it in standard form, then we have to classify it by degree. So this should be in your 5.1a notes. So grab out your 5.1a notes. And we also have to do end behavior. So it should be, I believe, on the front of the second page of your 5.1a notes, if I am remembering that correctly. The back of the first page is classifying. The front of the second page, bless you, is end behavior. So back of the first page for classifying, front of the second page for end behavior. So first we have to, though, write it in standard form. So is this one right here in standard form? It is not. How do we know it is not?
Because the largest variable is
Okay, we have to have the highest degree goes first. So what is the degree of the 4x? Its degree is 1. What's the degree of the -3? Its degree is 0. And it is 0 because there's not an x with it. And then the 2x squared has a degree of 2. So which one of those is the largest? The 2x squared. So 2x squared is going to have to go first because it has the largest degree, this little number up here. Which one's next, 1 or 0? 1, so the 4x comes next, and then the -3. So it should be largest degree of x's, and then decreasing until you get a number that doesn't have any x's. So after this, after it's in standard form, then it says classify it by its degree. So the degree is 2. So if you look on that page under the degrees, when the degree is 2, we call it a what? Quadratic. And then it says also classify it not just by the degree, but also by the number of terms. So go to the number of terms list, which is still on the back of that front page. And when there are 3 terms, what do we call it? Trinomial. Not try hard, trinomial. Then if you flip that over to the end behavior page, everybody's making fun of me because they said my joke was lame. If you flip it over to the end behavior page, we need to find the degree again. So our degree is even. So look in your chart. When the degree is even, are you on the top row or bottom row? Top row. Okay. So after we look at the degree, then we need to look at the leading coefficient. Our leading coefficient is 2. Is that positive or negative? Positive. So we have positive leading coefficient, even degree. So what's our end behavior? Up and up. It's on the up and up. Okay, so let's try this next one, and I actually want you to pause this and try it by yourself. Try to put it in standard form. So what goes first? Negative x to the third is first because it has the biggest degree, and then what? Plus 9x squared, and then? Minus 2x, and last? Ooh, good, plus 8. Now remember that you need to take the sign in front of them with them. It's like their title, like Mr., Mrs., Doctor, whatever. Take the sign that's in front of them, and like with the 8, since it didn't have anything, it's positive. Okay, so now degree, what's our degree? 3. So look at your chart. With a degree of 3, it is cubic. And then how many terms are there? 4. Now, do we have a word for 4? No. So it just has polynomial with 4 terms. So that's for anything 4 or larger. You just say polynomial with whatever terms. Okay, now go back to the end behavior chart. So this time, what's our degree? 3. Is that even or odd? Odd. So look on your odd degree line, your row, and then we have a negative leading coefficient. So what's the end behavior? Up and down. You want a little cheat code for that? Okay. See the sign of this? See how it's negative? Does that mean down? Usually, negative means down. The second word is always going to match that sign. Second word is always going to match that sign. So if this is negative, the second word is down. See how this one was positive? The second word is up. And then if it's odd, your other word is opposite. But if it's even, your other word is the same. So even, they're always going to be the same word. Odd, they're going to be opposite words. And the right-hand word, the second word, does what that sign says. Okay, next one, put it in standard form. So this is going to be the biggest challenge to put in standard form. What do you think? Oh, it already is. That's why I was being sarcastic. So next it says degree. What's the degree? 4. So go to your degree chart. When it's degree of 4, it is what? Quartic. And how many terms are there? 2. So it's a quartic binomial. Okay, and then the end behavior. Let's try my way, my cheat code, and then check and see if that's correct. So this sign is what? Negative. So we know our second word is going to be what? Down. And then the degree is even. When it's even, they're the same. So the first word is down. Okay, so check your chart. If it's got an even degree and a negative leading coefficient, is it in fact down, down? Man, Black knows some stuff. Okay, determine end behavior of the graph. Oh, why do we have so much room for this? Okay, so end behavior of the graph. I'm just going to pause this and have you do them. Okay, I'm going to pause it and you do it. So, determining the end behavior, just like we just did. Again, I don't know why we have so much room. So this one has a what kind of coefficient? Negative. So that means our second word is down. And it has an even degree. So our first word, does it match or is it the opposite? It matches. And then you could double check your chart to make sure I'm right. Okay, how about on this one? It's positive. So our second word is going to be up. And my leading or my degree is odd. So the first word is going to be down. And I don't know why I didn't capitalize these and I did capitalize those, whatever. Okay. Questions about end behavior. All right. Grab your graphing calculator. So I messed up on this and I'm going to have to switch to another recording. So take this video, pause it, whatever, go to the next video.